Listen.
Oh my god, I sound like such a woman all the time though. In all these videos, I'm like,
hey, listen. That just.
There's a whole lot. Everybody else times up their periods when they watch this show with me. Like they're like, oh, gotta go out and buy some Tampax. Just watch morning motivational rant.
And those are just the men.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the thing. See, this is the best part. Is like, I've really come to enjoy the dynamic that we've created, and while it's had its bumps and bruises from both of us, I feel, you know what?
That's
what?
good.
Well, that's the thing is, what thing worth doing hasn't had its bump and bruises? You know what I mean? Like, and that's so many people feel that. Well, if it's not easy, it's not worth doing. And you're like, that's the craziest thing in the world to think that. Well, if it's not going to be easy, why should I bother? And you're like, that's not how anything works.
Fake.
Well, this is.
And you build it all up, and then eventually it explodes, or you get backed up with poop, like some people who eat too many panzerottis in one sitting.
I'm dying for a panzerotti too. I'll be honest with you. I've been asking Victoria to get panzerotti. She's like, maybe that's a bad idea, honey. And I'm like, okay.
I love Victoria so much.
My bowels and asshole love Victoria very much right now because
Victoria's like our CEO. She's like our network that tells us, okay, guys, no.
So the funny thing is that me, Victoria, and another friend of ours, Kathy, who's overseas, she's a pilot, which obviously a woman pilot, so hot. But yeah, right. Like this is the thing is, can you drive? Can you drive standard?
Yeah, pretty well.
So hot.
I guess, yeah.
Honestly, a chick who can drive standard, so hot.
It's like,
you know what? And people are like, oh, well, it's the whole idea of hanging. No. It's that you're capable. Is very attractive.
I'm lazy though. I don't like to.
See,
but
but I can. Look. The fact is, outside of North America, everything is with a standard transmission, right? An automatic transmission is few and far between. It's not. That's a very, very seldom used technology because a lot of times roads are smaller, narrower, hills, things like that. It's important to have that control. It's not the same. North America,
We're
massive roads. Like, look, in all honesty, it's not just lazy, but we have the comfort of massive roads and good traffic laws, so everyone stays in their lane. That doesn't happen anywhere else, okay? So that's why I'm like, listen, I don't have a standard car. I have a friend of mine who's like adamant about driving standard cars. And I'm like,
I smoke too much weed to drive standard nowadays.
But that's the thing is, I'm like, yeah, but it's a good skill to have. It's about being capable.
I mean, no.
But so the three of us, such a pervert. The three of us.
I wait a long enough time before driving. I listen
bullshit.
to some Wilson fella.
She's that person who's driving down the street.
Dino. X-nay on that illegal driving, eh?
After you say ixnay, it's supposed to be Pig Latin for nix, and then whatever you say. But when you don't say the rest in Pig Latin, it doesn't really
I don't know what illegal driving is in Pig Latin.
Anyways. If she were to be on the road, she would be the one with the window down, with a joint just hanging out, and just be like, hey, what's up, bye? And then, smoke. Anyways, but that's in the past. That's never happened. Anyways, point is this. Point is that Victoria, myself, and our friend Kathy, we have our own WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group is called Team Asshole, because when Kathy is in town, we always just like fucking make fun of everything and everyone. And and we're mean. We're very, very mean. And I'm not even the meanest one. But the best part is that we say Victoria is the president and CEO of Team Asshole. And she's like, no, I'm not. And we're like, you're the meanest. And she's like, no, I'm not. And we're like, yeah, you are. And she's like, well, fuck you both. We're like, ta-da! Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Victoria is definitely the CEO material where she's like, hey, no, too far. There's been a lot of pictures that I have not posted specifically because Victoria's like, listen, that's not okay. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of those pictures. I sent it to my nephew the other day, and I was like, hey, is this funny? And he was like, it's kind of funny, but not as funny as you think it is. And I was like, oh, Really? So it's a picture. I'll tell you what it is. It's a picture of Elmo in like a safari hat and like the safari shirts with binoculars on. Okay? And this is what it says. It says, Elmo watches as his crippled victim struggles to flee. The tiger closing in gets Elmo's boner rock hard. As his victim makes a final scream, Elmo's orgasm is godlike. Elmo has a very specific fetish. I think that's fucking hilarious, okay? And Victoria's like, you can't post that anywhere. That is really inappropriate on so many levels.
See it.
Oh, don't worry. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Don't worry. It's
because I'm like, I don't really like.
Yeah, you can't picture it.
I can't picture.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's on its way, and you'll regret ever having seen it.
Okay.
But the point is this: is that Victoria is in charge. That's hands down. Okay?
Yeah, hands down.
There's no, yeah, no. She has. There's been, yeah, no. That's true. The only thing that. So I wrote another note.
Will she write us letters?
Victoria?
Will she send us letters of misconduct in the workplace?
That's very possible. Very possible. You know what? Once I make a studio here and we start recording live, we're definitely going to get violation letters. That's for sure. You were too loud. You talked about topics that are not condoned in this household. You said things that were a little inappropriate, and I'm going to be like, yeah, that's probably true. I'm not going to listen to them, don't worry.
We got to stock up on the egg cartons. Because then if we put
it's my house. You're not going to
over the ceiling.
Oh.
You put them on the ceiling and on the walls, and it will soundproof
I thought you meant to egg Victoria's house, and I'm like, no, that's my house, asshole. You told me to egg my own house.
You can't egg your house, Jesus. Maybe the neighbors or something, but like not yours.
No, we're not egging anyone's house.
It's a lot of work to clean that shit.
It really is, especially if it's very cold or very hot. Those extreme temperatures, so bad because it cakes on and it's fucked.
Who's the comedian that made that comic? Where did they live?
What?
We're totally egging that comedian's house.
No.
Let's do it. How do you like your eggs, sir? Fried, mashed, or wait, not mashed. Scrambled or dipping.
Can you imagine mashed potatoing somebody's house? I think that would be great.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
Dino.
I would trowel.
Potatoes are cheaper.
I would trowel that shit onto their windows. I would trowel it on so it looks like cement. I would paint it afterward so it just looks like brick. Yeah, I would do that. I would mash potatoes somebody's house. I'm that kind of an asshole. I would take the time to mash thousands of potatoes to in turn mash potatoes somebody's house. I would mash potato their garage so when they try and open it, it just falls apart.
Nope. No, we wanted because we're going to do it. So no, we're not.
So.
Doing that, Dino. We're totally doing that.
If you get your house mashed potatoed, you'll know who did it. It was Crystal.